lethal disease is targeting seemingly healthy people in the prime of their lives. Most victims die without warning or symptoms. And as autopsies reveal nothing, investigators around the world hunt desperately for answers. What they unravel is a disease steeped in both mythology and 21st century medical science.
อยู่ประเทศสิงคโปร์ค่ะไปทำงานก่อสร้างไปขึ้นฮอดแล้วอยากมาโอ้ยมาเฮ็ดหยังอดเอาคอยว่าโอ้ยอยากเมื่อหาเจ้าอยากมาหาลูกไปกินเหล้าน้ำมูแล้วบ้านนี้เราไปน้องพันอยู่แคมป์นึงแล้วเราอยู่แคมป์นึงก็จังว่าเมื่อยโทรมลงรับตาม้อยไปแล้วคุณหมอรับตาน้องว่าเอ้าถ่ายรูปเพิ่นก็ถ่ายรูปให้กันแล้วคุณหมอ
In an extraordinary set of photographs, the last moments of Mr. Changken Odisar's life are captured unintentionally by his brother. During a casual get-together, Mr. Changken slumps among friends, but nobody takes any notice. Thinking he is sleeping, they carry on drinking, totally unaware that he is dying in front of their eyes. But as the tragedy becomes apparent, it's only a matter of time before the investigations begin. Mr. Changken's passing is but one in a number of series of mysterious deaths that has been confounding investigators in Singapore for years. But it all started a decade earlier, when the first Thai worker died in unexplainable circumstances. Singapore, 1982. The economic boom of the early 80s brings thousands of construction workers to the tiny republic. Among them, a 37-year-old Thai worker relaxes following a hard day on site. After already passing a series of stringent physical tests, he is certified medically fit upon entering the country. Although showing no signs of sickness and in the prime of his life, tragedy is about to strike. As the body count continues to rise, Dr. Go, an investigator at the time, remembers the circumstances surrounding the mysterious deaths.
Up to the period 1990, a total of 235 workers died in this manner. These were all men. Majority, about 90%, died during their sleep. The average age was 33 years. Of those who died during their sleep, about a third were witnessed by their roommates. The roommates told us that they are woken up by difficulty in breathing, gasping for breath, and groaning. And they also noticed that the fists were often clenched.
It's a killer that leaves few clues. And although circumstantial evidence points to a heart attack, investigators suspect otherwise.
In a majority of these cases, very few abnormal findings were detected at autopsy. The hearts were not enlarged, coronary arteries not narrowed. Extensive epidemiological, clinical, biochemical, microbiological and toxicological investigations were inconclusive. In other words, these men were apparently healthy before they died.
As the cases in Singapore continue to rise, investigators reveal that victims had one other startling thing in common.
Based on our investigations in 1990, we found that more than 90% came from villages in northeastern Thailand.
Searching for clues, doctors and officials hunt for answers. they learn that these unexplained nocturnal deaths are not unique to Singapore. Known for many years in the Philippines as bangungot and pokuri in Japan, investigators label the phenomenon sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome. What's more, they suggest such sudden cardiac deaths in the young and healthy could only be caused by one thing: a killer heart rhythm called ventricular fibrillation. Over 6,000 miles away in Belgium, the killer heart rhythm strikes in identical circumstances to those seen in Southeast Asia. Wishing to remain anonymous, a trained doctor remembers the night her husband went into cardiac arrest. The symptoms, once seen, are never forgotten.
It happened at night. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was waked up by my husband groaning and struggling against something. It's difficult to describe the sound, actually. It was loud, very loud and deep. It was like groaning, like somebody afraid of something. It was very impressive, actually. So I bring him to the floor. Then I realized he was totally unresponsive and unconscious. So I began chest compression, you know, to maintain him alive. The phone is near the bed, so I took the phone, let the phone hang, and dialed 100 to call the emergency, and they came almost 10 minutes after. And when they came, then I had to run down the stairs to open the door. We were sleeping at the first floor. They were very well equipped. They had a defibrillator with them, and then they gave 2 electric shock. It was extremely stressful, yes.
A patient in cardiac arrest is the ultimate medical emergency, and saving the life of someone in ventricular fibrillation comes down to 2 things: CPR and the use of a defibrillator.
I think CPR helped, that's for sure, because it's very important for the brain to have a circulation maintained. But I'm not sure in that case, as he didn't regain consciousness, we need some other support.
What is it that triggers this deadly heart rhythm? And why is it targeting seemingly healthy people?